season, Supercross in Baines, California. Here we go, Anaheim one. Look at Stewart through the works for the lead. James Stewart wins Anaheim one.
And James just got out there, capitalized on getting out in the lead. Got some push in there, and now he's bringing it home. He's on the last lap. He's going to make it 3 in a row.
Unbelievable speed and $1 million smile, and James Stewart has won 3 races in a row.
Stewart is behind. He's going to see Chad Klein.
Oh, and Sorby gets in the way of Reed, and there goes Stewart. Oh, Stewart throws it away, and Reed stumbles getting by. Here comes Carmichael in the second.
Close racing. Carmichael just jumped to the inside there.
Oh! Chad Reed throws it away.
Oh, big mistake by Reed.
Ricky Carmichael, the winner in AT&T Park. James Stewart is going to sweep Anaheim in 2007. Supercross from San Diego is coming your way right now on Speed. The Amped Mobile Supercross Tour gets set for its final stop in California for the 2007 season. Tonight, Qualcomm Stadium in San Diego. Hi everybody, I'm Ralph Shaheen alongside former Supercross Series champion Jeff Emig. And if you've been with us for most of our shows this year, you've heard us talk a lot about James Stewart, but rightly so. He's absolutely dominated the season. And Jeff, as you've watched him, what is it as a rider that he's just doing so right?
Well, he's doing a lot of things right, I can tell you that, but in my mind, the most important thing that he's doing this season compared to the last seasons is he's keeping it on 2 wheels. Right here, you see San Francisco where he didn't do that. There's only been 3 times this year that he's fallen in the main event, and that's key. Second is he is consistently the fastest guy. I mean, every practice, every heat, every main event, he sets the fastest lap time. And this year, his starts have also gotten better. He's even hole-shotted one of the races this year. Getting that good start keeps him out of trouble. You see right here what I talk about, attacking the track. Scrubs that jump, carries more momentum over the triple, gets up the inside of Ricky Carmichael. He did the exact same jump sequence, but just carried more momentum. And the final thing, I think, is that Team Kawasaki has good chemistry this year. Even his teammate, Tim Ferry, has had a banner year, and he's consistently 2nd or 3rd fastest in times also, so they got it going over there.
Yeah, Tim is riding very well, but we'll probably end up talking a lot about James tonight. He's the defending race winner of this San Diego round. Now let's show you the point standings in the World Supercross GP standings, where James is the reigning champ. He's got an 18-point lead over Chad Reed, 47 points back as James' teammate Tim Ferry. Now on the AMA side, James has a 3-point bigger lead over Chad Reed, but Tim is 10 points closer. Here's our Supercross 4-1-1 for tonight's racing. The format's similar to each and every round. 2 heats, top 9 out of each going to the main event. 1 last chance qualifier, top 2 transferring to the main for our 20-rider, 20-lap main event, which of course pays points towards both the AMA and World Supercross point standings. One more thing to do before we can go racing, and that's introduce you to Aaron Bates for a Progressive Direct pre-race report.
The number 22 of Chad Reed has had some sweet success here at the Qualcomm Stadium in the past. He won 03, 04, and 05, the footage that you're taking a look at. When I asked him earlier this afternoon what it is about here in San Diego, he said, to be honest, it's not really the track so much. It just happens to be this time of the year. I seem to kick it into extra gear, and this is where I tend to excel. He said he's tired of 2nd place. He's ready for a win here tonight in San Diego.
Well, and boy, Aaron, does he need one. There's a good look at Chad Reed, a winner already this year at the season opener of the World Tour up in Toronto. Let's show you our up close for heat number 1. Top 9 going on to the main, everybody else to the last chance qualifier. This will be an 8-lap race, and Chad is in this one. Let's show you that Dunlop starting grid. He's got some fast company, though, especially in Tim Ferry.
Yeah, Tim Ferry had a great qualifying session. Michael Byrne actually stood atop the qualifying session until just the last couple laps.
He's got some help with his own teammate, too. Nathan Ramsey is in this one.
Nathan's been progressing each and every week also.
32nd board is up. Turn that sideways. Head for the sidelines of the racetrack. We'll drop the gate and be charging down to turn 1. There she goes. Here we go.
Big long start here. We'll see if everybody can keep it on 2 wheels.
Reed gets a great shot out of the box, and the whole shot.
Everybody gets through cleanly.
Maybe San Diego is going to be good to it.
Well, look at this. His teammate here also starting second.
Well, that's great. Gives you even more help. A bit of a blocker to keep Ferry behind him. That's Nathan Ramsey on the 25. Ferry on the Kawasaki number 15.
This is what Nathan Ramsey's been needing all season. He has had some bad starts. Looks like they might have got something figured out on the Yamaha this weekend. Tim Ferry's a guy that's been getting great starts all season. Ramsey's just in front of him.
Meanwhile, Chad Reed, Team San Manuel Yamaha, pulling away. Good fight for second place, though. Both of these riders getting better and better every week, especially Tim Ferry.
Well, these guys are actually pretty good friends off the track, too, so I'm sure they're going to keep it clean here and realize that this is a qualifying race. We need to finish inside the top 9 so we can all get to the main event.
But you know what? Hard not to be friendly with these two guys. They're both two of the nicest guys in the pit area.
Yeah, that they are. I've known these guys for a long time, and you know, got to spend a lot of time with them on different occasions. And all family men now, and kids and all that. But this is Supercross. They're out here doing their job, and the better you finish, the more money you make, and reach them goals that you work so hard for during the week. Both of these guys, known as some of the hardest working guys on the tour, whether it be with their running and cycling and weightlifting, strengthening programs, and you know, of course, they're practicing and testing time also. These guys are not afraid to put in the time.
And a couple of guys who've had a lot of peaks and valleys in their career, and Michael Byrne right behind them on the number 26 Rockstar Suzuki.
Well, Michael Byrne's had some good races here, and all these guys are kind of grouped together, and Tim Ferry's been consistently finishing just in front of Michael Byrne, so I'm sure the Rockstar Suzuki team and their manager, Buddy Antonez, have been trying to make some improvements on the bike and get that bike up into third, or even possibly a win.
Here comes Ferry looking inside. Got a good drive out of that corner.
He makes it stick. Now, when he did, he chose a line there coming out of the turn that not a lot of people have used here tonight, but he seemed to make it work.
Ramsey trying to answer back, and Byrne closing right in on him. Michael Byrne on that Suzuki, number 26, is right in the thick of this fight. Remember, all the names across the top of your screen in green hold transfer spots. Those in red definitely need to improve in a hurry.
Well, in the final qualifying practice of today, Michael Byrne put in one of the most impressive rides that I've seen him put in all season, where up until about 2 or 3 laps from the end, he was actually the fastest qualifier. And then just right at the end of that practice, Stewart, Reed, and Ferry went out and put in some good laps and took that fastest qualifying position away from him. But he's been working hard. I know him personally, we spent a lot of time together. I think he's really starting to get confidence in his Suzuki, and the team's starting to get that chemistry, and all that hard work that they're doing is starting to pay off. So you can get it going here tonight.
Buddy Antonez, team manager for the Rockstar Suzuki team, Michael Byrne rides for as he tries to get inside of Ramsey. Told me they've got a pretty good testing schedule coming up. They have, oh, and Byrne tosses it sideways, and off he goes. And he almost gets hit by the 37 of Carpenter, and Tyler Evans on the 53 right there.
Luckily, he rebounded. He kept that.
Oh, and Ramsey's down.
Ramsey's down. Both the guys there in the qualifying position with the good starts are going down. That's tough.
The hard part for Ramsey is he's going to lose a qualifying spot for the main, whereas Byrne regained his position. We're coming right back to San Diego.
What's the best thing about this bike? Awesome power for grabbing the whole shot. Torque just everywhere. Yeah. But most of all, winning.
The all-new Honda CRF 150R, the first 150cc four-stroke in its class, and the only one with a powerful Unicam engine.
Did I mention winning?
Speed's coverage of Supercross from San Diego is brought to you by WholeShotHeaven.com, a new site for Supercross fans, brought to you by Progressive. By Honda, the company that defines performance in motorcycles, ATVs, personal watercraft, and scooters. by Amped Mobile. Go to amped.com and entertain yourself. And by Toyota, moving forward. Welcome back to San Diego. We've had a good battle inside the top 5 here in heat number 1 in the Supercross class. Chad Reed, there you see him, number 22, Team San Manuel Yamaha, enjoying the run here tonight in San Diego. He's had the lead pretty much since the gate drop, got the whole shot, never looked back. Had his teammate Nathan Ramsey in second for quite a while, then he slipped back to third and then just fell. Michael Byrne was racing with him. He fell just prior to Ramsey going down. Ramsey, boy, he dropped like a rock out of this one. He is all the way back in 20th position, but Byrne got back up into 4th, so he still holds a transfer spot.
Take a look at this here. Byrne comes in, gets out here, some of this wet stuff out here, gets real sideways. What he tried to do is he tried to apply a lot of throttle right as he was doing that first double. Still a little wet there from some of the water they put down earlier. Kicked it back into that bike sideways and just flying W.
Similar situation to what Chad Reed did at San Francisco a couple of weeks ago when he had the lead in the main and tossed it away.
Well, these 450 machines, they talk about them having a lot of traction, but they have a lot of power. So you still have to be pretty careful with that throttle.
You saw the gap back to second, Tim Ferry. Here's third, the 37 of Carpenter. And behind him comes Michael Byrne. And then Tyler Evans having a good run on the 53. He's up into 5th position. Gonna transfer out of the game.
Yeah, one of the key things, one of the differences, we just seen Michael Byrne crash. We see Nathan Ramsey fall over. Michael Byrne kept the bike running. Ramsey did. It takes a little bit of time to start the 4 strokes when they shut off here and they're hot. Look at that. That was sweet, Ralph. He's so comfortable on the bike now. That's a turn down whip. Instead of kind of whipping the back end out, turning the wheel up, he actually turns it down. And that's basically what you call a scrub.
Easier or harder to do?
Well, back in my days, we definitely couldn't do that. And well, I think my days are over, basically. So it's pretty hard to do. These guys are dialed in.
Chad Reed takes his 5th heat race win of the year and sets himself up for the main event easily out of heat number 1. He told Aaron he's feeling pretty good and looking for a good run in San Diego. He did it in the heat. Here's Chad Reed taking the win. That's not only his 5th overall, but his 3rd in a row in heat race competition. Ryan Clark is the final transfer. And now Chad is with Aaron.
Chad, you guys have made some modifications to the shock this weekend on your bike. What difference does that make on a track such as this?
I mean, we're jumping all the whoops, so not a lot, but yeah, we've just been finding some things, and last week was rough, not gonna lie, and we just gotta go out there, put 20 solid laps together, get a good start like that, and man, track's coming around. It was really slick at the beginning, and it's getting better and better, so I think by tonight's main event, it'll be awesome.
Chad Reed, fresh and rejuvenated, ready to take that first win.
Tuesday on Speed, ordinary people team up with 2-wheel superstars for a ride of a lifetime. Don't miss the series premiere of Epic Ride, Tuesday night, 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific on Speed. Well, speaking of epic rides, a lap around this racetrack could be epic for some folks. Our Jeff Emick took a look at the track earlier today.
Here we go on board with Heath Voss, the 2004 World Supercross GP champion, for a lap of practice at the San Diego Supercross. He's in the first turn area, nice and wide for the starts. The rider's going to be using the inside before this rhythm section, though, as the laps go on. Into another couple of turns and on-offs. Be pretty tight corners there. It's pretty close racing. Headed towards the first triple jump, and I want you guys to notice how the dirt here, there's some light sections and dark sections. Where it's light, it's hard pack and there's no traction. And where it's dark, that's the good stuff. Headed to the second triple jump. You can see there's big wide bowl turn here. Headed towards the whoop section. I think there's going to be a way to jump through those in only 3 jumps as the night goes on. Over the finish line, and that's a lap of practice with Heath Voss.
Well, Heat 1 is in the books, and Chad Reed's a winner already. Let's take a look at the racetrack, and we'll have heat number 2 with this guy in a moment. If he doesn't crash again before the night's over, that was during the opening ceremonies. James Stewart's coming up. Welcome back to San Diego. Fans having a good time here at Qualcomm Stadium. Did you miss any AMA racing action? Want to relive the excitement? Watch all the 2007 AMA Supercross and Superbike events on Speed, on demand, online, and it's all free, courtesy of Yamaha. So log on now to speedtv.com, keyword Yamaha, and get up to speed. Here's our up close for heat number 2. Top 9 once again to the main, everybody else to the LCQ, and this is another 8-lap race. James Stewart is in this one. Let's show you the highlights now from heat number 2.
Eric Sorby takes it.
Stewart's in second with Tedesco right alongside. And he's passed him already. Tedesco drops back to third, then up to second. We're watching on board with Heath Voss. See Ivan Tedesco just in front of them. Windham wearing the Leah neck brace for the first time tonight. And almost getting around Sorby, but you can see it just underneath his helmet, Jeff.
Yeah, it's another item that's out there for safety and created a lot of noise here lately. I'm actually going to try to test one of those things out myself as soon as I can get one. And who knows, one of these days it might be just like wearing a helmet, part of the protective equipment that you wear.
And Windham gets around Sorby now. That'll move him into third. Vuillemin trying the inside line at the finish line jump.
Well, Vuillemin's clearly got a faster lap time going, and Sorby's kind of holding him up. So there he goes. He makes the pass.
Vuillemin clears Sorby and moves up to fourth. James Stewart getting ready to take his heat race win of the year.
Yeah, this guy's been pretty good at heat racing throughout his Supercross career, that's for sure.
Checkered flag for James Stewart in heat number 2. James Stewart takes the win in heat number 2. Jacob Saylor gets the final transfer spot, and Antonio Balbi going on to the last chance qualifier. Let's meet James. He's with Aaron.
James Stewart, a man on a mission. James, you're doing one section of this track a little bit different than everybody else. How much time is that going to save you?
Hopefully a little bit. I think those guys are going to figure it out and start doing it. The track's kind of basic tonight, but it's super slippery, so just got to be calm out there and have fun, I guess. Thank you.
So James Stewart wins heat number 2, and here's a look at the 2 riders that come out of the last chance qualifier to make up our 20-rider, 20-lap main event, which is coming up next. In that main event will be this guy, David Vuillemin, on the number 12, the rider from France. The culture of Supercross has a very heavy international flavor.
How's it going? I'm Michael Byrne.
Hola, soy Martín Dávalos.
Bonjour, Sébastien Tortelli.
After the break, we will meet some riders that give Supercross its international flavor.
Ciao a tutti dall'Italia direttamente, ciao.
Here's a look at the Gas Lamp District here in San Diego, one of the popular tourist stops if you visit the city. Ralph Shaheen alongside Jeff Emig, and Aaron Bates here with us too at Qualcomm Stadium. Do you live and breathe motorcycle racing? Now you can get the latest race results and news right on your phone with weekly green alerts from Speed. Text KX to 773333 on your mobile phone to receive free motorcycle racing text alerts. Speed Green Alerts presented by Kawasaki. Well, as we mentioned, there's quite an international flavor to the culture of Supercross.
Your winner in the 250 made from St. Louis, the Thunder from Down Under, Chad Reed on board the Yamaha.
The fastest riders are here in America. That's why those guys come over here to live the dream and ride over here in America.
I did the World Championship in the past when I was in Europe, and I got 2 championships there. But my ultimate goal was to reach the top, and to be reaching the top, you need to come race here in USA.
Oh, my goodness, I don't know how you sing in French. I believe in miracles, but this has just happened for Sebastian Tortelli.
It's a worldwide sport now, it's everybody from every country wants to come here. In our sport, motocross, supercross, the best championship is here, so the best rider wants to come here.
I came up here, did some mini-O stuff, and then I raced Loretta Lynn's, and then I just turned pro, and here I am. My dream coming true, being for me, being a professional was just it's really special, and now just being on a factory team is something that I cannot explain.
Checkered flag for Martin as he wins here in Toronto.
I'm here to get fun, to learn more, and hopefully one day I'm in the factory teams, and hopefully that.
Look at this three-way battle.
Oh man, triple. No one's really done that all night, and it's so safe.
That's your boy right there, Rivas on the 921 that we've been talking about. Puts himself up into a transfer spot to the main.
Here there is no rest. You know, you start cruising and you got the other 10 guys who are lined up behind you, just knocking on the door, ready to take the spot away. So, you know, it's definitely a lot more intense, and the field's a lot thicker here than what it is back home in Australia.
It's just good though that everyone can come race together, everyone from all different countries, and it's like a big MX of nations every weekend.
Everyone wants to be where, you know, someone can say, hey, I'm the best in the world, or, you know, I gave it everything I had against the best in the world.
There are champion French guys, there are champion Australian guys, and you know, this is the mixing pot coming to America, and we're putting them all together on the same course and having them all race. So when they succeed, you know, they've beaten the best guys in the world, no matter if they're American or what country they're from.
Supercross has always been big here in the United States, but as you can see from that feature, it's big all around the world. The international flavor here getting more and more popular. Well, last week, James Stewart was able to work his way through the pack at Houston's Reliant Stadium. Eventually, he took the lead and the win, his 5th of the year. Can he get another one here in San Diego? Stay with us to find out. Qualcomm Stadium is the home of the NFL's San Diego Chargers. They had a pretty good season this year, and we're hoping we're going to have a pretty good main event here tonight. Aaron Bates with a Progressive Direct pre-race report.
Well, I was able to walk the track earlier this afternoon with these guys, and their first comment was how easy this track seemed to be. Wasn't technical, no whoops in this section. Tight corners, one line, gonna make for extremely hard passing, but what they didn't count on was this. As the night progresses and the track starts to deteriorate, it has began to be extremely slippery. One thing for sure, these guys have a tough battle on their hands tonight.
That they do, Aaron. That slickness could be the key to the victory here tonight. To show you the up close for our main event. Chad Reed won heat 1, James Stewart won heat number 2, and Jake Marsack took the last chance qualifier. Here's our Dunlop starting grid for the main event. James Stewart, well, he crashed in the opening ceremonies, Jeff, but he was pretty strong in his heat race.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And I was looking at the starting line here. Stewart actually lined up the second gate from the inside. What that tells me is he thinks a lot of riders are going to push wide. He's going to want to get on the brakes early and hug the inside, and that's a trademark of James Stewart.
He's got Kevin Windham on one side and Ivan Tedesco on the other. The 30-second board is up. It's sideways, and here we go. Main event time from San Diego. Oh!
Vuillemin jumped the gate.
And Ivan Tedesco is going to get the whole shot. Chad Reed's in second. Stewart's back in third. There's the gate.
Actually broke the gate off. There's a couple of bolts on each side that hold that on. He must have really hit it hard.
Well, Ivan Tedesco has needed a really good run to get his season headed in the right direction. One of the preseason favorites to give Stewart fits this year. And he's doing everything he can to hold on to the lead with Chad Reed, giving him a real challenge and taking the spot away. Wow, look at Reed get through the woods.
Got James Stewart on him too.
Stewart's right alongside, but the Makita Suzuki rider holds on to second for another corner. Now Stewart's passed.
Just goes to show how aggressive and how ready for these main events that Reed and Stewart, I mean, they're prepared from the first lap. They're ready to do battle. They are not waiting around.
Well, we've seen Chad Reed out in front earlier this season. He's one of only 2 riders to beat James Stewart this year. Of course, the other being Ricky Carmichael, who did it twice. Reed almost had a second win earlier this year at San Francisco, and if it wasn't for a mistake on a slippery racetrack, Jeff, he would have got that win.
Oh, yeah, He was really bummed after that race. He's got a great opportunity here. He's been working hard, and he's been so close to winning. Right now, he's going to have to match the consistently fast times of James Stewart here. This is what the fans of San Diego wanted to see, I'm sure.
James Stewart actually doing something he did here last year. Last year, if you remember here in San Diego, he spent a lot of time riding behind Ricky Carmichael, watching Ricky's line, seeing how he rode, and it wasn't until near the end of the race where James Stewart put his head down, got around Ricky, and claimed the win. And he's again showing a lot of patience here tonight. And on a slippery racetrack, Jeff, patience is a key to victory.
I think it's real slippery. You know, wherever it's shiny and the dirt is light, you know, it's pretty hard packed there, but there's also some sections where it's dark and there's actually quite a bit of moisture, and it's on top of, you know, there's like some mud on top, and it's hard underneath, so pretty deceiving. You see these guys really fight to get into those little ruts. 450 is a lot of horsepower here on these bikes, 450cc four-stroke machines, and typically known for getting great traction. That's why a lot of these riders switch from the two-stroke 250cc machine, but these teams, these bikes, these engines, they just build so much horsepower now. You know, they're just back to the same old story. You know, look at the traction.
Here comes Stewart, making a run at him. Inside of Reed, and James Stewart making a bid for the lead. He'll take it.
Chad Reed had an opportunity to maybe block Stewart coming out of that turn, but he kept it pretty clean. We'll see if he's going to try to latch on to Stewart and keep him, you know, follow those fast lines.
Jeremy Alford encouraging his rider, James Stewart, to open up a gap over Reed.
It's interesting. Stewart only rode 2 or 3, 4 laps in the final qualifying session, and they took the bike back under the Monster Energy Kawasaki rig and made some changes to the engine. I don't know what that was about, but they certainly have it dialed in now.
Well, let's go back and take a look at our progressive direct hold shot replay to see how this race got underway.
Watch right here in the spot shadow. David Vuillemin, he launches about a second early. You see him just rip the gate off. I haven't seen that happen in a long time. Right down here on the inside. That's Chad Reed. He goes a little bit wide.
And Tedesco is able to take the whole shot. Meanwhile, James Stewart out front. Riding smooth.
And you see, Ralph, you got Chad Reed has stayed right there with him. He said, okay, you go ahead and take the lead. I'm going to try to follow these, you know, these lines of yours, see if I can learn something here, be in this thing by the time we hit traffic, because these guys are going to hit traffic, and take advantage of that.
Well, here's how James Stewart got around Reed for the lead.
Reed made a little mistake coming out of that turn, lost the drive, and both these guys really good at scrubbing those triples. Stewart gets up the inside. See, Chad had an opportunity to take him wide there, to take James wide, push his front wheel and push him to the left into those whoops there, but he didn't take that. He didn't cheap shot him. And that's one of the things in this Supercross class as opposed to the lights class, that these riders show a lot of respect for each other. You know, they have a lot of maturity. There's a lot on the line. So
James Stewart, Chad Reed, Kevin Windham having a good run up to third. Tim Ferry, Stewart's teammate, runs in fourth. Tedesco has dropped back to fifth. Now there's Reed, and we talked about how good Chad is riding tonight. His best lap, Jeff, only 100th of a second slower than the best effort of James Stewart tonight.
He's been good. He was about a second and a half that last lap there. He definitely fell off the pace. Chad Reed turned to 51.5 that last time, and Stewart was a 50 flat.
Kevin Windham had a good run in Houston and having another good run here tonight up in third with Tim Ferry right behind him on the green bike.
Yeah, and you look at Wyndham's last lap was down at a low 51 also, so he's making time on Reed.
Aaron, a lot of folks in the pit area today talking about the fact they thought maybe Kevin Windham might have turned the page and might be onto a good run here again tonight.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Ralph. Kevin Windham, you're going to notice he's wearing the Liat neck brace. I asked him why he's wearing it and is it uncomfortable whatsoever. He said, actually, I can't feel it at all. It's awesome. He said the only reason why he's out here wearing it is because he's got family and kids at home, and he feels it's important.
James Stewart is down. James Stewart has crashed at the finish line jump, and he's got a problem with the handlebars.
That bike looks pretty twisted up, Ralph. We'll have to see if that was a situation from in the whoops coming the other way.
Well, remember, we talked at the very beginning of the show. He has another spin. He's going to the mechanics area.
He's pulling off. Now, this is something that he hasn't done too much this year.
Let's see what happened to him. Oh, he got too close to the edge and just bailed off.
Yeah, he gets too close to the right side of the finish line jump, hits those tough blocks, loses all the drive, all the lift. Woo! He's lucky that he didn't get hurt on that. He went right into the up face of that finish line jump, and it's like a wall. That is an interesting turn of events here.
Well, Chad Reed, needless to say, is our leader once again. And Stewart is buried deep in the field. Trying to find out exactly where he is. He's ninth. And he's got half the race yet to go. Can he do it?
I think taking the win here is going to be out of the question. What's going to be the question is, you guys look real close. If you can see his handlebars are very bent. Let's see if he can keep it straight.
Aaron's with Jeremy Albrecht, his mechanic.
Jeremy, a big get off for James on the finish line jump. He came in here to the mechanics area. What all did you fix?
Oh, he's trying to fix it for him, but I think it's way too bent up. We just had to do what we could do, and he's back out there. Hopefully we get a top 5 out of this.
Okay, Jeff, if he's got a bent up front end, what's he dealing with and how's he have to ride it?
Well, if the front wheel's twisted, one side of the handlebars will be closer to the back, the other one's up, and it keeps your arms from being even. So when you pull back on it, you have that tendency to pull the bar straight. But for him, the front wheel, if he does that, the front wheel's going to be headed off to the left.
So he's constantly overcorrecting his riding style. Meanwhile, Chad Reed inherits the lead and is on his way to his second win this season.
What's the best thing about this bike? Awesome power for grabbing the whole shot. Torque just everywhere. Yeah. But most of all, winning.
The all-new Honda CRF 150R, the first 150cc four-stroke in its class, and the only one with a powerful unicam engine.
Did I mention winning?
Chad Reed had the lead early on in this main event, lost it to James Stewart, and then what we talked about at the very beginning of the show has not happened much this year. Has happened twice to James Stewart here in San Diego, once before the racing even began, and once during the main event. He finds himself face down in the dirt.
Yeah, and he really bent up the motorcycle there as he made a mistake coming up to the finish line jump. That's going to cost him quite a bit here.
Well, he had fallen as far back as 9th, but James Stewart already starting to pick people off. He's up to 7th, and Jeff, with a motorcycle that is beaten and twisted, he has turned a 49.5.
Okay,
Watch
now
how
look,
he did
Ralph,
it.
he got wide, going up to the finish line jump. The rear wheel kind of hit the tough blocks. He lost all the drive and just completely goes over the bars. Real fortunate that he didn't get hurt on that. See him trying to get the bike back going. Got some gasoline dripping out because that thing was completely upside down. He's banging the front brake lever up, trying to get it back into a good position.
He also got lucky. He was able to restart that motorcycle. We talk a lot about how tough it is to restart these 450s.
That it is. He gets back going and he just pulls it into the mechanics area. Is asking Jeremy McGrath, his mechanic here, to try to straighten him. Jeremy Albrecht, my mistake.
Jeremy Albrecht gets the bike straightened out as best he can. And remember, this machine twisted up in a 49.5, Jeff. That's amazing. For Stewart, an unbelievable lap time.
That is moving. There's no doubt about that.
Again, it just shows, as you talked about, how difficult it is to ride a motorcycle with a bent and twisted front end like that. And he's doing a great job. Already up to Paul Carpenter now in the 37. This is a battle for 6th. and he's got past him. What do you see in his riding style? How is he compensating for what's wrong with the front of that bike?
Well, the bars look like it's bent down on his right side. It's closer to him. So when you constantly want to straighten those bars out, the front wheel's facing left. So it takes him a couple laps, he'll get used to it, but it's definitely makes it tough when you're pulling back on the bike.
James Stewart has not finished off the podium yet this year. His worst finish is the season opener in Toronto. And here he is, back in 6th position now.
It's hard to believe he's already up to 6th position when he made a pit stop in the mechanics area.
And he's got 7 laps left.
You know, the thing about these bikes is they have Teflon liners and stuff on the levers for when you fall down that they don't break off, and there's spring-loaded levers and all this, and so that's one thing that he's able, after a crash like that, some of the levers and all that breaks away, but the front end, the fork clamps and all that, that's all so stiff that once it bends, there's not a lot of movement the front wheel back.
Well, he's a straightaway back from this man, Michael Byrne, who has 5th position. There you see the gap back to James. Boy, he's really manhandling that machine, isn't he?
Now it's important for him to say, okay, I made a mistake here, not to try to override the bike at all, not to try to do too much, to really stay within himself. He's going to have a little bit of sense of urgency. He's going to be pretty bummed that he made that mistake.
Jeff, we've said for the last couple of weeks, Chad Reed has got to win if he wants a shot at catching James Stewart. This is exactly what he was hoping for in the fight for the championship. A win, and Stewart has trouble. Reed has been sticking right there, getting on the podium each and every week. This is really going to help him with the points.
Well, as it sits right now, Stewart is 6th place, and that's going to be a pretty good amount of points, upwards of 10, I believe.
It's a double-digit difference coming into the night. It could be a single-digit difference at the end of it.
And that's important, and what it's going to do for Chad Reed is going to give him a lot of confidence. It's going to give him hope that, okay, I'm doing the right things. I stay in this. I could just get a little lucky at times here and be right back in this championship.
Reed won that season opener at the Rogers Center in Toronto. Then it was 3 straight 3rd-place finishes, a 2nd in Anaheim, 2, a 3rd in San Francisco, and then the last 2 weeks, he's been 2nd on the podium. Here he is, looking to get back on that top step, and the rider on that, Team San Manuel Yamaha. Boy, did he need this. And team manager Larry Brooks is going to be thrilled to get the boost for the team. And what a rough night they've had with Nathan Ramsey, his teammate, not even making the main event.
That's kind of what we were talking about. You know, it's important there in that truck. You got one rider having a good night, one rider having a bad night, kind of throws a little bit off balance. But this win here, potential win for Chad Reed, is definitely going to bring the team morale up.
4 laps left to go. Where's James Stewart? Is he catching Michael Byrne? You betcha. He's on him. This is a fight for 5th and a bigger fight for points in the championship for James Stewart.
Well, that's true. He knows he needs to keep it on 2 wheels now for sure. And every pass is going to count as 2 points once you get up to this position.
And this might be as far as James Stewart goes, because Ivan Tedesco, who is 4th, is 13 seconds in front of these guys with 3 laps to go. So these are some very important points for James Stewart.
Yeah, there's only 3 to go. He's a couple straightaways behind Tedesco, who's actually putting together a great ride, and Kevin Windham also.
Jeff, one of the things they always talk about when it comes to championships is minimizing the damage when you've had a major problem. And James Stewart is doing that here tonight. He crashed hard in a very treacherous section of racetrack, finish line jump. He's bouncing back. He's going to be able to pull off a top 5 finish if he can get around Byrne, and does it.
And he just cut across some of those inside grooves there. Took that position from Byrne.
Being able to pull off a top 5 after a crash and visiting the mechanics area, that's pretty impressive.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. This guy is so fast.
Let's see how he got around Byrne.
Take a look at Stewart here, some of these ruts.
Well, he's just manhandling that bike.
Over the triple, he's kind of adjusting some things there. And back through the whoop section here where these guys were jumping through.
Should be 2 laps left to go. Stewart's up to to 5th, but he's 14, almost 15 seconds behind Ivan Tedesco. Meanwhile, 6 seconds in front of Stewart's teammate Tim Ferry is Chad Reed with the lead here tonight.
Chad Reed right now is only turning to 53, and Ferry's turning to 52, so don't want to back it off too much.
And for Tim Ferry, this will be his best finish of the night. He'll be, if he can hold on to second, he's been stringing together some third-place finishes. He's had 3 of those. He's not finished outside the top 5 all year, but his second-place run here in San Diego is a great showing for Tim Ferry as the series gets set to head back east to Atlanta next weekend in the Georgia Dome.
Well, Timmy definitely has been getting faster each and every week, so it's going to be a great finish for him.
Final lap here in San Diego. We talked about how this has been a racetrack that's been very good for Chad Reed. He got a heat race win, the momentum cooking, and Chad Reed's going to find himself on the top step of the podium, and he's going to tighten up the points chase here tonight at Qualcomm.
Well, he stayed right in there. He got a great start. Stewart got by him, but he stayed right there with him.
He gets the season-opening win in Toronto, injures his soldier, his shoulder, but bounces back for a win here in San Diego. Chad Reed with a huge victory and a major lift for the morale of that team. Now, James Stewart, on the other hand, is going to come back for a 5th-place finish. If he can hold off Michael Byrne, who's giving him a run all the way to the end. This one's not done yet. Final corner and James Stewart. Boy, what a gritty performance. He comes home with 5th, but Reed's our winner. We'll talk to him right after this. Speed's coverage of Supercross from San Diego is brought to you by Suzuki, maker of performance-driven motorcycles, scooters, and all-terrain vehicles. By Dunlop Motorcycle Tires, accelerate your soul. By Amp Mobile, go to amp.com and entertain yourself. And by Toyota, moving forward. The highs and lows of Supercross, the winner, Chad Reed, but the man who saw the victory slip away, James Stewart, is with our Aaron Bates.
Well, a big get-off for James Stewart. James, basically take us through what happened there.
You know, the track just got a little bit slippery, like I said earlier, and I just came on, slid in the corner, was too close to them bills. My dad tells me that all the time, and you know, I just hit my brake going off. I wasn't even close, and I didn't have no choice but to bail off. But I'm fine. You know, I just got to give it up to the team, Kawasaki. You know, we tried our best, and you know, I felt good up until then. But it's a good way to not get hurt. But we just got to limit those mistakes.
Here's a look at the results. Chad Reed, his 2nd victory of the year. And Ivan Tedesco, his best finish of the season on the Makita Suzuki. He gets a 4th place. Previous to this, his best was 2 7ths in Phoenix and the 2nd race in Anaheim. Well, Aaron, Chad Reed has tightened up the points race with a win.
He most certainly has, and he said from the moment he got here, he was feeling it. Chad, you wanted this win more than anything, and here it is.
Man, I was getting so mad at myself getting seconds, and man, seconds awesome, but I really wanted to get a win, and I was so frustrated after last weekend. You know, I just knew that I needed to come here and fight back, and you know, it wasn't the most stellar way to take a win, but man, I'll take it any way I can at this point, and man, we're working hard. We ain't giving up, and James Wright Austin, I hate to see him like that, man. When you come up over a jump and you see a guy kind of going like this, that's not a good image in your head. But man, I want to take my hat off to all my whole team, man. We've been working hard during the week, and all the guys at Sam and Well, Unbound, Thor Parts, and man, Brian, Charisse, and Al. I love you guys, and thank you.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Chad Reed, the San Manuel Band of Mission Indians Yamaha team, going to take this fight all the way to Vegas in May. Of course, we'll be there on Speed, live coverage, and it's going to be a good championship fight going all the way down. It's an 11-point gap now between Chad Reed and James Stewart in the World Series, and in the AMA Tour, he closed it up to 12 between him and James Stewart. Let's head back down to Aaron.
Well, these two guys rounding off the podium, but this guy here, Tim Ferry, 3 weeks in a row. Tim, you're obviously making some progress. What are you doing differently nowadays?
You know, things are just kind of coming together. My endurance is picking up. My trainer, Dean at CTS, has been, we've been working on that real hard for, you know, quite a few years now, and just the health is allowing me to get up here and get these results along with the great Kawasaki Monster team.
This guy is starting to be a permanent fixture up here on the podium, but making his debut for the first time this year, Kevin Windham. K-Dub, how much of this game is mental?
A lot, and you know, I stuck myself in a bad position after Anaheim won the opening rounds, and just been struggling. But man, I got to take my hats off to the Sobe No Fear Samsung Honda team, who stuck with me through thick and thin. And you know, it's no surprise that I wasn't riding at the top of my ability. It feels so good to put these guys here, and they've been building me a great bike week in and week out. I've just kind of been letting them down, but tonight it all came together. Feels great.
Great to see you back up here.
Thanks a lot.
Is the passion for two wheels in your blood? Well, now you can get all the breaking news, in-depth analysis, and more. The Motorcycle Racing Report, only at SpeedTV.com. Keyword Green, presented by Kawasaki. Well, we're leaving the West Coast, headed back east. Next week, we're in the Georgia Dome in Atlanta, and you can see it here on Speed, Sunday, February 25th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Jeff, Chad Reed did exactly what he's had to do. He's stuck with it, and he gets a win.
Well, it definitely goes to show you what that perseverance and the never say die attitude can do for you. Comes away with a win and takes 9 points out of James Stewart's championship points lead.
For Aaron Bates, Jeff Emig, I'm Ralph Shaheen. So long from Qualcomm Stadium in San Diego, and congratulations to Chad Reed.